something that I have a little bit about my journey down the self-development and becoming self-aware path is that since 2019 I've learned about the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza, many other teachers, and all kinds of things, like even Nassim Haramein, who's a quantum physicist, all these things. And it doesn't matter which part I've learned from, or who the teacher was, or what the subject was, they all have elements of things that correlate with one another. Like there are baseline teachings that are exactly the same, just worded differently. You know, they just have a different language, but they all mean the same thing, which is essentially whatever we focus on is what we see and what we are tapping into, right? And so the thing for me that makes the most sense and is the most practically applicable and logically sensible thing for me is human design. And I will probably link links to the human design website or whatever here. But the reason why human design is so makes so much sense to me is because it speaks to me in a language that I can understand. It shows me you know, whatever it is that it shows me what I am currently focused on, right? And so how I got into human design was back in 2020, I think it was. I kept seeing the number 54. And you know, like when you start to pay attention to the world of manifestation and you create your own reality and all these things, the first thing that you notice is the signs, you know, the repeating numbers. You hear certain songs, you know, like all these things, and then it's like, okay, what does this mean? What is the meaning of this? You know, it's got to mean something. Like what does it mean? And you know, I saw the angel numbers. Like I always used to see the 4 ones, and then the I still see them, but they had a different meaning before I learned about this stuff than what it does now. But anyway, so I realized that I was seeing the number 54 everywhere. Okay, like I would be driving, and every second, and I'm not even kidding, I'm not exaggerating, every second or third vehicle that I drove past, their registration number had the number 54 in it. Like not just 54, like preceding or afterward, like 254 or whatever. But the point is that the number 54 was in all of these registration numbers. And then I noticed that it's not just then that I started realizing it. That number 54 had been present everywhere all along. Like I checked some of my accounts, my account numbers, which I had for like at least 10 years prior to coming into this knowledge, had the number 54 in it. My dad, who had passed in 2020, his vehicle had the number 54 in it. You know, it was just that this number kept repeating and repeating and repeating. Anyway, and so when I learned about creating my own reality, and you know, like if you think it, it will be, and blah blah blah. Seeing the number 54 at that time, my favorite musician, who I'm completely obsessed with, and it's like the only musicians that I follow, and you know, my forever band is Godsmack, of which Sully Erna is the singer. And that year he was turning 54, and of course my thoughts went to, you know, maybe it means that somehow Godsmack will, I don't know, ask me to create art for them or something, I don't know, some weird shit. But my mind wanted it to mean something like that, right? Like my mind was looking for meaning with the number 54. Anyway, so a little time after that, I learned about human design, and I realized that in my human design chart and my Gene Keys chart, the number 54 is prevalent. Like it's one of my gates. My active gate is the channel 5432, which is it goes from the root to the spine, and that is a channel that is active and ever present within my body, right? And so you know, the signs are always going to be there, but what everything means, in my opinion, is that we are just reflecting ourself back to ourselves. Like everything is a fractal, and we are seeing fractals of ourself reflecting back to us, depending on what we are currently. Currently means always currently focused on, you know, and how our understanding increases with how our awareness opens up and how much more of consciousness we let through our body and integrate within our body.